Well, hello, ADNC family. Welcome to ADNC and happy Monday to you all. It's the start of the week. We're going to get into this topic. Today, we're going to talk about interracial relationships, but we're going to talk about what we don't know, right? So, to all of the people that enter into interracial relationships, and in this case, we're talking about a Black young man, sometimes when you meet the parents, if you will, they may present as really, really nice and welcoming and show you that they love you and all that good stuff. But behind closed doors and when you're not around, it's a different situation. And that's what happened here. Okay. So we have a daughter and a daddy, and daddy got a little liquid courage in him. And daddy wasn't happy about the fact that his daughter is dating a Black man. So let's just watch the altercation. Before I play the altercation, I will just set the stage a little bit more. So, as I said, he was drinking, and apparently he has a history of drinking, and he used a racial slur a few times, and his baby girl wasn't happy with it. So then it went from a verbal altercation to a physical altercation. So let's just watch.
Yeah, you can check the DNA. I did not bite him. He's a liar. So he's drunk. It started at dinner. He started calling my boyfriend
verbally abusing her.
Nigger. I have it on video, which is a slur. It is not. Okay. I don't like that.
All right, one person at a time.
I'm the mom. This is the child. That's the father. You be quiet. He doesn't like the race she dates. So
she said he doesn't like the race she dates. So basically, she's trying to say it in a PC way, but it's not coming off that way, okay? So he doesn't like the race she dates, meaning he doesn't like the fact that she's dating a Black man, okay? And in the beginning, the father is actually standing outside the door and he is saying, "Look what she did to me." And so the daughter is saying, "I did not bite him." And you can check, the DNA basically to see if it's my teeth. Oh my gosh, you can't make this up. Let's keep going.
So he was verbally abusing her. He was. And we left dinner because of it. We left, came up here, and he came up here drunk and did more verbal abuse to where it became physical.
Okay.
He ripped my hair out of my head. I have
She has extensions in. Got a lot of anger because of what she does, and it came out tonight when he was drinking.
Do you want to see the videos?
Sure.
I don't.
No.
We have a motorhome down the street.
So you see now, the daughter was ready to show the police officer the videos, and the mother is stopping her. She's like, no, 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 no. Then she goes on to say, "We have a motorhome down the street." So let us keep going.
You could go to the motorhome.
I want to press charges if I can.
Shut your mouth. You don't want to press
Yes,
charges
I
against
do.
your dad.
So the daughter is now saying, "I want to press charges." And she's like, "You be quiet. You're not going to press charges against your dad." And now watch what she says.
He's a great dad. He doesn't do this on an oral basis.
All right, how old are you?
14.
I'll be 15.
She's 14.
All right. So she said he's a great dad. He doesn't do this on a normal basis. And this child is 15 years old. First of all, 14, she said. The fact that a 14-year-old has a boyfriend, that was not even in my canon at that age, nor was I even allowed to even think about that at my age in my Ghanaian household. But anyway, we're talking about the folks. They move differently. Nevertheless, she said he's a great dad. And she said that under normal circumstances, he doesn't act this way. So that would suggest then that the fact that the daughter is with a Black man, that's not normal. Okay. That's not normal. So, he got some alcohol in him and he had to deal with her and address the fact that she's with this Black boy.
I left with her because he was obnoxious. I'm not going to say he wasn't. Nothing that he was saying was correct or tolerant for a parent to say to their child. Do I think he should be arrested for it? No, I think that he needs to just go away from us and we will start our separate ways when we go home. You threw something at him first. Would you throw a shoe?
He threw his keys at me.
Okay. I don't know.
He threw his keys at my face, so I hit him back. And
she threw a phone, she threw a shoe, he threw keys. Can't say who did what first. I'm being honest with you. I was in bed sleeping. And I tried stopping it.
And he also put his hands on her too. So.
That's because I grabbed him up by his neck.
See, you're making up every...
No, I'm not.
Protect him. Why are you protecting him?
You see, so now the daughter is getting upset because she's trying to tell the story of what happened. And the mother is really trying to gloss it over and try, to make it just seem like, no, it's not that deep. It wasn't. It was just a little bit of a misunderstanding and a little bit of a tussle. So every time the daughter is trying to say what's really going on, the mother is really, trying to protect dad. And so now the daughter is getting mad and saying, why are you protecting him? So, daughter is really trying to defend her black boyfriend. Let us keep going.
When she was throwing him, he gripped her up.
Tea, and he just started drinking, and out of nowhere he usually gets angry, but he doesn't usually try to start anything with me. It's usually him and my mom.
So now we know there's a history of this. So she just said he was drinking and he usually gets angry, but he never really starts anything with me. It's usually with my mom. So it sounds to me like there's a bit of a toxic situation that's going on anyway, living in a motor home and all of that good stuff. And this time he started with the daughter because finally, I guess he felt the need to talk about the fact that he doesn't like that she's with a black man. So with the alcohol in him and all of that good stuff, he got angry and he got at his daughter. So let's keep going to hear what she's saying about her actual account of what happened without her mother trying to defend dad.
So he started calling my boyfriend the N-word, this and that and that. And I told him that I didn't like it, and he said he was just saying basically he didn't care that he's not. And then he said that he's not giving his money to an N-word, this and that and that.
My daughter.
So she said that he said he's not giving his money to an N-word. Like, I'm not really sure what that means. I'm assuming, though, that it's not like he's putting money in that black boy's hand. It's that he's probably saying, I'm not going to give you any money to be spending on that N-word. You know what I'm saying? That's what I think he means by his money. So now let's hear dad's account of what happened here.
Freaked out.
What happened with that?
She hit me
How?
with her fist. So,
All right, so walk me through from start to finish.
So we're down having dinner. She didn't like something I said, so she punched me and she threw a drink on me.
So she hit you at the bar downstairs? All right, and then what happened after that?
I didn't do anything. I just sat there. I'm like, this is my kid that I've done everything in my life for, and I live my life for, that's what you want.
All right, well,
So he says that he didn't do anything and that she's the one who hit him with her fist and threw something at him and all that good stuff. And then you hear him saying that this is my daughter that I've done everything and that I live my life for. So, if that's how he feels about his daughter, you better believe he's going to have a problem because that's the apple of his eye. So, he's going to have a problem with her having a black boy. He wants to see her come home with one that looks like her. All right. So when they get into this altercation, he's now playing the victim and saying, oh, my daughter, the apple of my eye, my sweet girl that I live my whole life for. And this is what she does to me. It's more about the fact that how dare you be talking back to me, fighting back me over an N-word. That's more what it is. It's like, well, why are we having this fight? We shouldn't be having this fight. You shouldn't be with an N-word. And the fact that we are having this altercation, that's what made him want to get physical with her because he's mad. He is mad that she's even daring to defend her love for the black boy.
Okay.
Let me just go to where we were.
He gripped her up.
See,
When she was
this and that and that.
My daughter. freaked out and so
What happened with that?
she hit me
How?
with her fist. So,
All right, so walk me through from start to finish.
So we're down having dinner. She didn't like something I said, so she punched me and she threw a drink on me.
So she hit you at the bar downstairs? All right, and then what happened after that?
I didn't do anything. I just sat there. I'm like, this is my kid that I've done everything in my life for, and I live my life for. That what you want?
All right, well, without saying, because she's already told me what you said. So
Do you see any marks on her?
So well, she's already told me what the,
Do you see any
phrase.
marks on her, though?
We're not there yet. Okay. She's already told me the phrase that you said and all that stuff. So let's go ahead and let's do it from start to finish.
No matter what you say, you can put your hands on people. That's what you're saying.
The bar drinking.
It doesn't matter what you say, you can put your hands on somebody. That's what you said.
No, that's not.
So now this father is trying to say, oh, it doesn't matter what you say. And in this case, he said the N word. So basically, he's trying to justify to say, I said that, but that doesn't mean that she can put her hands on me. So he's saying to the police officer, oh, so you're saying no matter what you say, that means that the end result can be that somebody can put hands on me? Well, here's the thing, sir. If you're going to use the N word towards Black people, I always say this, moreover, not every Black person is going to turn their cheek, okay? Now, I don't know what he expected. I guess he expected his daughter to not fight him for saying the N-word and calling her boyfriend the N-word. But some daughters, and in this case, this daughter, this 14-year-old girl, wants to be with that Black boy. So she's defending her love. And I guarantee you, Dad was not expecting that. And the bottom line is this. She obviously comes from that environment. I'm pretty sure that young girl knew and knows that her parents are racist. And I'm saying her parents because I am pretty sure the mother is also racist. It's just the difference is that she's not letting it be known, right? But the father, through liquid courage, is. And that's probably why she's defending him and saying, oh, he's a good dad. This is just an unusual circumstance. So, she comes from that environment. And that's why I say sometimes with these little girls that want to date Black boys and they know full well that their parents are racist and they do it, I always question the motive. I don't really feel like it's really, I love this Black boy. I'll get to what I think my theory is. And while I'm doing that and while we watch the rest of it, y'all put in the chat what you think the real reason is that these girls like this who know that their parents are racist will involve themselves with a Black boy.
Now you're putting words in my mouth. I'm trying to get you to tell me from start to finish, and you're being very, very vague.
I don't care what you say.
Okay, so run me through it. You said you went to a bike ride. You went to the bar. You guys had some drinks, and then you said then you said something, and she hit you.
The N-word.
Okay.
So you're afraid. You're afraid of that.
So then,
because look at my head. She's going to jail. The kid does not put her hands on me. I'm a grown ass adult.
All right, man. So just coming up. All right, just turn around. You're gonna have to take a ride with us tonight, okay?
No,
you want to take a wallet with you? Your phone?
No.
Any guns, knives, hand grenades, explosives, incendiary devices?
Last time I talked to the police station, they weren't very happy with it.
Yeah, they kind of frown on that.
Yeah. These things.
But you definitely need to work on your handwriting. You definitely need to work on your handwriting.
I will give this to your wife.
Nah, here, go take him to your car. I'll give that to him. I'll collect the statements.
Okay, got it.
So ultimately, he ends up getting arrested because by the time the police listened to her story, and they probably saw the video that she has, and then listened to his story, they're like, "Yeah, you're going, okay? You're gonna go down." But did you all see how friendly and nice that whole altercation was with the arrest? It was a very peaceful, warm and fuzzy arrest. They're laughing and talking. Do you want your phone, sir? Do you want the? Can that be our reality, family? Just imagine if it was a Black family. Give me a break. It would not be all so sweet and warm and fuzzy, okay? Anyway, I digress. So getting back to this, I see already in the chat that you all understand where I'm going when I say, this young girl is a product of her environment. We know that for sure. We know the mother definitely is probably also an anti-black racist, but the difference between her and daddy is that daddy is making it very well known. Since daddy is likely the provider of the household, she's only 14. Clearly she still lives at home. And he's like, you're not taking my money to go fund or even go out to dinner or whatever with the N-word, right? So the mother is defending, right? And you heard the daughter say that this father has a history of drinking, but he usually starts stuff with the mother. So there might also be that the mother's like, I don't want that smoke. I don't want him putting hands on me. So let me try to defend as much as possible. And let me just let him go cool off. And, no, daughter, you're not going to press charges against your father. No, you're not. In her mind, she probably wants to follow up by saying, you need to get rid of that N-word because it's because of that N-word that we're even in this situation, right? Like your father has never put hands on you. Like the daughter said, he doesn't start that with me. It's usually my mom, right? But in this case, he is very, very mad that she's with this black boy. Okay. So everything changed when on that good night, after he had some few alcohols in him. So yeah, I do feel like it's twofold for the mom. I don't want him putting hands and feet on me, and I'm also in agreement with him. That's why I don't want him going behind bars or getting arrested, et cetera, et cetera. So, hey, Magic Fletcher, how you doing? Trina or Tradina Brown. Yeah, you're giving us a scripture, Deuteronomy 7:3. Exactly. Judy Childs, you said God is turning it all around. Tradina Brown, you said the truth is that we are to stay with our own nations. In spiritual, it is written. Yeah, but the reality is that that's just not what's happening anymore. It's just not. People are, going for who they want to go for, and some have an agenda, in my opinion, and some, I don't know. I guess it might be real. I don't know. When it comes to that, I've not experienced it. I've not deviated. I only see one thing, and that's the black man. So I don't know. In my mind, I can't process, but I have an idea why this young girl, is being so defiant. And that's part of it. It's the defiance of it. It's the rebellion of it. It's the spite. And now that this altercation happened, you think that girl is going to leave that black boy alone? No, she's going to be like, now I'm going to put it in your face more. The only problem I have with this is the safety of the black boy. We've all seen the movie Get Out, right? It's the safety of the black boy, because when you have a father that can get up to this point where he's putting his hands on his daughter behind it, just imagine what he might be thinking in his mind about what he might want to do to that black boy. Because again, that girl is not leaving that boy alone. Not going to happen. The only way that'll end is if the boy leaves her alone. And I see in the chat that somebody's asking, why is the boy still with her? Well, the boy wasn't in the room when this happened. The boy wasn't at the restaurant. This was just the family. So, he wasn't there. That's why I said in the beginning that, oftentimes this girl can bring you to meet the parents, and the parents will present all nice. But then when they're alone with their kid, it's a different story that they're saying. And that's another thing I know from experience, because I told you, I have family members. I got family members that are with the non-melanated, and there's all kinds of stories that I can share. Okay. And this is very similar to a story that's happened within my own family. Isaac, you said if dad ripped out his daughter's extensions, dad should be arrested. Yeah, he did. He ripped out her hair. And like I said, that's why he was taken off in handcuffs, because I think the evidence pretty much speaks for itself, and the daughter giving her full testimony of what happened. And then just listening to him, you could tell. You can really tell. Um, you said we need to teach our children that we need to be with our own. Yeah, it sounds to me like most people are. Excuse me, family. I have a frog in my throat. Hey, Vanessa, how you doing? So, McQueen, you said not all Black people tell our kids that love is colorblind. I tell mine historical facts. I never like white guys in that way ever. Yeah, I mean, but we know that this is a thing, right? We know the swirling is a thing, and we know that not only is it a thing, true to life, like we see a lot of it, but we also see it in the media. And I've said this before, you see commercials, you see movies, and the traditional Black family that used to be like the Cosby Show or Martin or Cedric the Entertainer's show or Blackish or whatever, like the shows. But I mean, I'm gonna go back to the days of Martin, the Jeffersons, you know Good Times, when all of those shows had like the traditional Black family. You don't see that anymore. So it's not even only just what happens in true life, it's like what people are seeing, what the optics are now in social media, as I said, in movies and TV shows. What we're seeing is the traditional Black family is a biracial family, like an interracial relationship with biracial children all the time. I said this before, I'll say it again. I have friends, Black actors, that tell me that when they go for auditions and even if they land the part, whether it be a commercial or whatever, their wife is never Black. And I have one friend who makes it clear, I'm not taking this role unless my wife is Black. I'm not going to take part in this narrative that you want to portray, because that is not the traditional Black family. But again, it's an agenda, in my opinion, to dismantle that Black traditional family, that Black power structure. That's my humble opinion. Isaac, you said the mom confessed that he is abusive to her. And now he's abusive to his daughter. But according to his daughter, he never gets down like that with her. But now he is, because of the Black boy, right? So, Lockter, you said her being 14, can she get the help without parent intervention? I mean, she is 14. She's not like at that age of majority where, she can even leave home at this point, right? So I do think that at the end of the day, in my opinion, this is probably going to all get washed away in the trees. But I do think that that girl is not going to leave that Black boy. She's going to be even more rebellious and more defiant. And I don't think that that's going to be the end of this physical and verbal abuse that this father is going to portray toward her, because his hope is that she will leave that Black boy alone and don't be with any other Black boy, But yeah, like I said, when it comes to this young girl, I firmly believe that her motive is just to be that defiant little girl that, is going to go against the grain, is going to go against what daddy wants, That's my opinion. You said the cop needs a confession. Yeah, well, he got one from the daughter. And Corey, you said, unfortunately, some of our kids will never learn. That's true. They won't. So you said love is a strong description. Yeah. Well, yeah, you're right. Maybe fetishization, that kind of thing, is like, I want to try this Black boy, that kind of thing. And she's 14. It's not like it's true love. It's probably like puppy love or, like I said, fetishization. And just based on the way they're talking and the fact that they're talking like motorhome and stuff, they're probably in some hick town somewhere where there may be a few Black boys here and there. So this is like dad's worst nightmare, because there's probably way more non-melanated that she can choose from. So it's like, why the Black boy? you know? So, oh my gosh, it's crazy. Let's see. You said good luck to her. Um, so Marcus, you're saying all of the stereotypes that a lot of the non-melanated. I mean, she's 14, so she probably can't cook. She probably relies on her parents or at least her mother anyway to do the cooking. So yeah, I mean, she's young. So Van Mack, you said you can't help who you fall in love with by controlling who you're around, spending your time with, discipline the flesh. Yeah, I mean, you can. But it depends on your motive. It depends on what you're looking for. It depends on all of those things. And again, I smell a rat where this is concerned. Not that she is one. I'm just saying I'm side-eyeing the motive here. Race should never be an issue, but unfortunately it is. Especially because we just saw the behavior of daddy. And that's the reality. As I said, it happens more than we know. And oftentimes it happens more than the black boy knows, because I feel like a lot of them don't tell their black boyfriend what their parents really think, okay, or what they're really saying behind closed doors. This is a family conversation that happens, and they don't tell the boy, and they continue to put the boy in harm's way because the parents are feeling a certain type of way. The parents want that boy to be gone from this girl's life, and they're having these conversations in the house, okay? And that's why I say, if you know your parents are racist, don't subject the boy to this. Don't. Because even though the boy wasn't there for this altercation, he's going to see it now. It's on camera. It's gone viral. He's going to see it. So he's going to really know what these parents think about him. And I hope that now that he knows that, he'll make a smart decision about what he's going to do, because I don't trust these people when they feel this way to the point where you're going to drink and put hands on your daughter. That tells me that there's a level of hatred for this black person. And with hatred comes evil thoughts, evil deeds. So, I really hope that when he sees this, he makes a sound decision about leave that 14-year-old girl alone. Leave her. Yeah, McQueen, you said, look how she's defending him. Exactly. Rebellion and control. That's what I think too. So I see you're putting there. Everybody's putting it in the chat. Everybody kind of feels the same way. Mother is definitely siding with the father out of fear of getting hands and feet put on her and mutual racism. Exactly. That's my feeling as well. I see again, Tradina Brown, you're saying it could be rebellion, spite. Exactly. You guys we're on the same page. That's what I think it is too. I really, truly do. No, he's not being arrested for saying the N-word. He's being arrested for putting his hands on his daughter. He's being arrested for abuse. Isaac, you said the mom should be arrested as well. Well, she did not abuse the daughter. So, and the daughter called the police on her daddy. She called the police on dad. And as you could hear, she said, I want him charged. And the mother's like, no, you're not going to charge your father. You're not going to charge your anti-black racist father. And then he's saying he wants his daughter to go to jail. He probably wants her to go to jail so she can stay in the clinky clink and stay away from the black boy. Just saying. Let's see here. Yep, dad is a racist. Yeah, I agree. He definitely is. And he I don't think he's hiding it. He admitted that he said the N-word. He said that. He admitted it. So, he is what he is. And there's no hiding that. Let's see what else you guys are saying here. So you're a truth seeker. You said that they should never date an individual from a group of people that are actively oppressing the group of people that you belong to. Well, in this case, it's very, very obvious that, these are a group of anti-black racists, and they don't want their daughter with this black boy. And the feelings came out through the alcohol. And as I said, it went from verbal to physical, and then the police are called and dad is hauled off. I guarantee you the police, they were so nice. It was just such a nice and peaceful arrest. They'll probably let him go and say go home, and be with your family, and it's not going to go anywhere. It's not. It's not going to spend a whole bunch of time behind bars. The mom is definitely not going to say anything about what she might be going through that would make him be behind bars for real, for real. Not going to happen. Not going to happen. And as I said, daughter will continue. And if it's not that black boy, because if that black boy leaves her, the daughter will find another one. She's about that. She's about being that rebellious young girl. She sure is. So, Sheila, you're saying because the father could be planning something. That's why I'm saying, like, don't put this young boy in harm's way. And I maintain that this young girl knew her daddy and her mommy are anti-black racists. They knew it. They knew it. So, yeah, peace and what, like you said, guaranteed zero hate crime or charge. It's not, no, nothing, no. You could already tell by that whole physical or so verbal experience and exchange between the police officers and the man. They're just doing, the normal process. It's like, yeah, we got to take you downtown, So stand up. We can take you downtown. They had a chuckle. Yeah, he'll be back home in the motorhome. I'm sure he's already back home in his motorhome. Tracy, you said the boy needs to leave that girl alone. Yeah, I agree. Young brother, if you watching this, you now know what daddy and mommy really think. So I strongly encourage you, because here's what I think here. If the dad feels this way and the mother stands there and says he's a great dad, etc., etc., if, God forbid, the dad was to do something physical to that black boy, don't you think the mom will defend him just like she's doing now? I mean, the man put hands on her own kid and she's defending him. So do you think she has any care about that black boy? So yeah, Tracy, I agree with you. The boy needs to leave that girl alone, and any other black boy in that city, town, or state, wherever they are, if you watch this, stay away. Stay away from these people. They do not like you, okay? And like I said, hate for black people usually is followed with action against black people, okay? And this is burning this man's britches real bad that she's with this boy. So just be warned. All right, be warned. And that goes for all people who choose to date outside your race. That's entirely up to you, but just be mindful. Be very, very mindful about who and what spaces you're in, because we as black people, I just feel like we always seem to be the ones that are hated the most when it comes to being in these relationships. So just really, really, really be careful, Yeah, dad doesn't want daughter mixing. He's made it clear. He doesn't want daughter mixing. And Sheila, you said that don't forget dad friend, because they are going to side with him. Yeah, that's true too. Yep. So everybody, family, just be very careful. Be very careful. Just another woman. You said my husband and I teach our son and daughter. Oh, wow. So you do, eh? So I wonder what you would do if one of them came home and said, but I love him, mom. Or I love her, mom. Yeah. Perpetual hatred. Yeah. And I'm not going to say all of them are like that, because they're not. But we can't not call out the ones that do. And this is a prime example of one that do. And this is a prime example of safety being risked by, this young brother. So as I said, young brother, be careful. Be careful. And that's what I'm going to say. That's my 2 cents. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you very much for tuning in. I appreciate you much for hanging out with me for 30 minutes or so. Before I love you and leave you, I just want to remind you, if you haven't already done so, to grab the ADNC news channel app immediately so we can continue conversations like this, but unfiltered, right? So grab the app.
In H-Town, we want news that speaks truth, just like we do.
ADNC keeps me informed and him inspired.
We've been through too much to trust mainstream media. This feels like us.
From the D to the diaspora, ADNC is how I stay woke. We binge ADNC like it's Netflix, but smarter.
They speak on us, but never for us. ADNC does.
No fluff, no filters, just the truth, daily.
From Wall Street to 125th, we're watching our news.
Download the African Diaspora News Channel app today to stay connected to the culture.
Yes, family, grab that app so we can really get into these conversations. And, you know, if you don't have the app, you're really missing out on these conversations that are unfiltered. We can say what we want. We can do what we want. We can show what we want. So grab the app. Thank you so much, McQueen. Later to you too. Appreciate you, Tyrone. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate you all. Thank you again. And again, before I really love you and leave you, I just want to remind you, if you haven't already grabbed your tickets for the ADNC Narrative Power Summit, once again, talking about our narrative power, controlling our narrative, and being able to have these conversations, right? Empowering each other, unifying with each other, breaking bread with each other, vibing with each other, all of that good stuff. Then you want to come to the ADNC Narrative Power Summit.
July 25th, the Narrative Power Summit is landing in the 6. This is about ownership.
This is about controlling our story. If you're serious about narrative power, strategy, and ownership, this is the room you need to be in. To get your tickets, go to africandiasporanews.org/Canada. I'll see you in Toronto.
Yes, and we want to see you in Toronto, and it is about controlling our narrative. It's about our power, and we need to have those conversations and also have a good time. So grab your tickets, africandiasporanewschannel.org/Canada. Come on down to Toronto and let us hang out. Thank you so much for tuning in, family. I appreciate you much. I shall see you tomorrow. Until then, please be safe, everyone.